everyone, welcome back. So I'm working again in my Dina Wakley Ledger Journal, which I love this book. There are a couple of quirks to it that we've discovered on the past paintings, but check out how good these are. So in this one I discovered if the paint is wet and you put a stencil on the paint that's not quite dry, it's not wet but it's not quite dry but it's still sticky, it'll pull the top layer of paper off. So you gotta be real careful with making sure layers are dry before you try to do something else on top of it like that, because you will pull that top layer off. And then in this one I discovered if you leave these taped off too long, and I like taping them off, I like the defined column. I don't mind them being different widths, but I want them defined as a column. But if you leave this tape to the end to peel off, it gives time for that wetness to saturate the paper, and then it pulls that top layer off. So you can't leave tape on there either. But I love the blue orange, our modified Zorn palette, and our lovely blue green palette. These have been so much fun, ridiculously fun. Like, I love that they took a real vintage antique journal and gave us a copy of it. That's the coolest thing ever. And so I'm going to tape these off because I personally like them taped. I like the nice firm edge, but I don't tape them too heavy, and I do use my heat gun to pull the tape off. And I'm just going to get pretty close to the edges. And I like the 3 columns, I decided. So definitely going to do the 3 little columns. And I'm just kind of all about eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are just lovely, fun things to do. And that's a little smaller than that one, but I'm okay with that. I'm just using my Princeton Umbria filbert. Well, I probably should have done that with the round, but I'm just putting the colors here on the top. Let me get that wet. Probably would help. Give me a better shape there. Maybe we'll just do the round brush. This is my Princeton Umbria round. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put my colors up here, and I'll tell you in a second what these are. What I have decided to experiment with today. I love just picking 2 random colors and a white and a black and just seeing what can we get color mixing with these 4 colors. And so I have picked out Blick Matte Paint, Blue Red Light, and Blue Red Deep. You can do, and then of course white and black. You can do this type of project with anything. I've also put out some white gesso because I like to do the abstract side with the white gesso. You can do any 2 colors. It could be, you know, the primary colors, the primary mixing colors, red and blue and yellow, and you could play and do whatever it is your heart desires to do the different colors of these. The goal is just to play with your supplies and mix and experiment and see, you know, what can we come up with in our color mixing. What do these colors do? It's a way to play with the colors in a way that maybe you don't normally play with them, and discover things about the colors that maybe you didn't expect. Like, maybe when we mix them, you get a color that you're like, oh, that's very surprising. That's kind of the goal here. We're just playing. Doesn't have to be anything difficult. You don't have to get stressed about this. It's all about the play. And then in my mind, the color palette page is a piece of art also. They're gorgeous. And I kind of liked it when I did like one color with the white and then mix it with the second color and then go with the third color with the white and then with the dark. That was kind of fun. So I am going to do like a mix of the 2 colors and see what that gives us. And then a mix with the white and go down that route. And then a mix of the 3rd one and see what that gets us. Look at that color. That's really pretty actually. And then we'll start mixing that with white, and we're just looking for just shade variations and differences to see like, what does this do? Like, I didn't expect this to be such a lovely color. I mean, it's two lovely colors to begin with, so of course maybe we should have expected the loveliness. But yeah, this is just relaxing, playing. It's probably the most fun I've ever had mixing color. Doing it in this little book like this. Definitely a pleasant, beautiful experience here. Let's go with this third color. Maybe I'll put the third color down first. How about that? That would have been good. That's okay. Ooh, look how pretty that is. And again, just kind of mixing it with some white, getting different shades. We could even throw a little more pink in this if we wanted to really see what that's going to do different than how we already did it. Just whatever kind of grabs you as you're going. And then what I'm going to do, let me throw a little more white down here, go in with the black, and see all the different shades I can get with the black. So maybe we'll pull some of this up here. Ooh, look at that color. That's a really pretty pinky gray. And these palette papers can be really pretty pieces of art too. Like you could save those for collage bits and stuff. So don't throw out your palette papers. I've been kind of saving those, setting them to the side to dry because I'm using this disposable palette paper. But look how pretty this one is. Like you could definitely do something with that. It could be a piece of collage. That could be a piece of art. You could punch hearts out of that. You could definitely just keep and save these. So every day I just kind of pile these on top of each other over to the side instead of getting rid of them. And it's just cool to see what they look like, and you could use them. Ooh, that's a pretty color there. Alright, let's maybe mix some of that burgundy in there, and a little more black, and maybe some burgundy. Well, I'm calling it burgundy, but it's really blue, red, deep. Which, let me tell you, doesn't blue, red, deep kind of say burgundy? Right? Kind of says burgundy to me. Okay, I've got so much light in my brush that I'm pulling too much light instead of keeping that dark. There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, darn it. I should have done one more right there. What was I thinking? Maybe we'll mix that with a little bit of white and get some pretty lavendery, purpley kind of shades there. I did decide I like white better for mixing and I like gesso better for spreading. So that's why I have the white gesso out and the white paint, because you know, if you're thinking why not just use the white gesso, which is exactly what I've thought before, I decided that the white gesso is a different consistency and I like it mixed better with the paint for mixing. Okay, that's fun. Alright, so that ended up being like a little bit of pink, a whole lot of purpley colors, and then some really pretty darks over here. So I'm liking that quite a bit. Let me just start fresh with my brush here. This is still using my Filbert because I like it. And then let's go ahead and work on this side after I pull this tape off. Don't let me forget to pull the tape off. We don't want to rip our paper. I don't know why, but I wasn't quite expecting all the lavenders out of that. That burgundy shade really went lavender, didn't it? What if we start painting this with maybe a silicone spreader instead of a paintbrush? Let's try that today. And just play with the different colors here. They may like it. We may not. We'll see. I don't know that I love it. I kind of want to go back to the paintbrush. And then we could use our bowl scraper. This is a silicone bowl scraper. Somebody asked me in one of my videos if I was saying bull scraper or bowl scraper. And I think these are for, like, you know, bread makers, for scraping the dough and the different cake mixes and stuff out of the bowl. So I'm saying bowl, like in the kitchen. Can you imagine though if it was a bowl scraper? I got questions. Yes, silicone bowl scraper. And I gotta tell you, in my kitchen, I didn't even know these things existed. I didn't know what they were for, but man, they make the best art tools. So yes, everybody needs a bowl scraper in your art room. B-O-W-L. I got cracked up at that comment. I was like, a bowl scraper? Okay. She said that was some American term that maybe she didn't understand. I got tickled. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Yeah, I definitely like putting it on with the brush, moving it around with the scraper. Better than painting it just with the silicone brush there. Ooh, I like that right there. And I love it that we go ahead and paint with the palette that we just mixed, so we pick up all the mixes in our piece that we're creating. I love that. That way you're not trying to recreate the palette at a second sitting. Like, go ahead and just go for it right there in that sitting. Okay, I feel like I do want some stencil work, so we're gonna let this dry real quick, and I'm gonna see what pretty stencils I might work in here. So I'll be right back. Okay, I changed my mind real quick. I'm kind of thinking I want some shapes in here, and then maybe some stencil work. So I'm thinking that maybe we could take some of our colors and actually make some mark making before we get to the stencils. Okay, these look like little Pac-Mans. Everybody play that Pac-Man, man. When I was a kid, they had just came out with Atari, and man, that was super fun, getting to have games on your TV. Little Pac-Man, that was fun. Okay, I like that a lot, and I want to do some more. So what else do I want to do? Maybe the pink. Maybe we could do, oh yeah, there we go. I mean, really, you could just mark make all over it. You don't have to do any stencil work. I just like stencils. They make me happy. And they give me like a finished piece a little faster than just painting on stuff. I love them. Okay, I like the pink. Okay, now I feel like let's let this dry, and I'll be right back. Alright, I think we're dry, and I have pulled out a couple of stencils just because I think they're fun. Look at this, Write Your Own Story. This is a Sept After stencil from the Stencil Club 11 of 2015. So this would be on the Stencil Club page, which I'll link for you down below, or on my favorites list that I've given y'all a link to down there. Stencil Club stencils are only available to the Stencil Club, so you have to be in the club, and you have to just scroll down that Stencil Club page to see the club stencils. They're not listed on their site, and they don't give these a name, but I'm kind of thinking we're just gonna go for it. And it be kind of like a, you know, messy little, hope I didn't mess up my page. And I thought this was dry, but something just felt sticky, so now I'm kind of thinking, please don't pull my paint up. Okay, so that's pretty cool. You can't actually read it, so what I might do is come down here a little further so it's more like a graffiti and let it come off the side here. So you can kind of read it. And it's going to be more of a graffiti. I love that. I should have started this one off the page up there. Ah! Oh, I could still do it though. Okay, hang on. Could just do it right there, just the very bottom of it. So you're like, what does that say up there? There we go. You might know what it says, you might not. You know, it's not supposed to be anything that you can really read. It's more of a lovely graffiti. And then let's come by. Oh yeah, okay, good choice, good choice. Yes. Okay, oh, I'm filling this a page now. Oh yeah, okay, I love that. So this one is S501 Wolf, WOOLF, Stencil Girl. It's a regular stencil on their site. And I'm just using ink blending brushes here to put the stencil stuff on. Are we there? Do we need a few white dots? I'm kind of feeling like maybe we need a few white dots. Let's get a little Posca pen out here. Let's see, where do I want these? Where do I want them? Just to kind of pull back our little touch of white to go with our little touch of black. Just kind of, dots are just a little bit magical. One girl said she didn't like dots, and then she discovered some color or something that she liked, and all of a sudden she understands the dots, and she discovered a love for the dots now. And I'm like, yeah, gotta convert. Oh my gosh, this has been such a good paint day. This is not the only thing I've painted today, and both things that I've painted, and I have another idea in my mind, so I may not even leave when I'm done this. Everything has turned out good today. Some days everything turns out good, and some days nothing works out at all. And it's usually if I'm tired, and when nothing's working out, walk away. Just say, okay, I need to walk away before I get angry. And then come back on a day that you're not so tired, and you're feeling creative, and you're re-inspired, and whatever you did today may look good when you were not thinking it looked good. Okay, I love that. Love that. And just, you know, save it for a day when everything's not so stressful. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I love that. I love that you can't really see what that says. It's like a little bit of graffiti in there. Okay, good paint day. Good paint day. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys next time.